Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another day of the video. Darren, how's it going today? Today, it's nearly midday-ish. If you can hear, all my computers are up and running. We've been up quite early today. We've got up about... I think my alarms went off at 7:30, but I didn't get up and out of bed until about 8ish. And I got up out of bed, got my laptop, and moved it on over, and sat and worked in bed for a bit. I wanted to do a bit of blogging this morning, but I'm not very good at it anymore. Like, I've realised that I can either do programming or creative stuff. As soon as I because I get fixated with the project I'm doing at the moment. I'm now fixated with it. Just genuinely it's all I can really think about. And whenever I open up a computer, I'm like, oh, let's open it up and do some. You know what I mean? So I opened up my thing, started to write a bit of blog, and I'm like, oh yeah, but this. I get so focused and tunnel vision on one thing that I'm focusing on. Find it difficult to then jump around stuff. So I did some development work on my laptop and then realised that it had the wrong version of Visual Studio in to use some of the testing tools that I'm using. So that's annoying. I've therefore had to uninstall it and reinstall Visual Studio, get the proper version. I had Community. I was trying out Community version, which is the free version of it. But it doesn't come with Microsoft testing fakes, so I thought, we'll balls to it, we'll get Premium, Visual Studio Premium from MSDN, which is good. I've got Ultimate on desktop anyway, so yeah. Windows 10 makes everything a lot faster. It's not just boot or anything, it's so much better than Windows 7, it's unbelievable. I would never have hoped of running Visual Studio on Windows 7, because it just wouldn't be able to handle it, but now it literally handles it fine. It's great. I'm really impressed with Windows 10. I really, really am. But yeah, so I was doing that in bed, figuring stuff out, and then I realised I've got to update it and uninstall and reinstall. And when Visual Studio says this may take a while, you take that shit seriously. You may as well just leave it for the day, because Visual Studio is a beast to install. It's a chunky piece of software. It's 10 gigs, and it takes a long time to process. I remember I had to repair Visual Studio. Was it uninstall and reinstall job at work one day, and it literally took all day. Literally, I didn't get any work done because I was uninstalled it at 9 o'clock, and about 4 o'clock it came back online, which is mad. But yeah, it seems to be going relatively quickly. But that's that. Otherwise though, I watched TFI Fridays in bed. It was on ages ago, 2 weeks ago or something, wasn't it? Last week. And I didn't watch it. So I watched that, that was pretty good. And then I got up, had a shower, got dressed, and I'm about to make myself some breakfast. I was thinking of having egg sandwiches today, but I'm thinking of having bacon and egg instead. Because, why not? A bacon egg sandwich. It's going to be delicious as well. Calm down, Mr. Umbrella. So yeah, I'm about to make breakfast, which is actually more like lunch. I've had a cup of tea this morning. I'm not having any fruit juice all weekend, which is mad, because I always have a glass a day. But it's annoying because they come in this 15 in a 15 glasses. If I buy 3, it's 5 in a bottle. Buy 3, and then there's 14 days in 2 weeks, obviously, isn't there? And then it got to the point where I was just constantly overlapping. I had 4 bottles on me every time I bought them, and I'm like, look, you're just gonna have to go a couple of days without, and then we'll reset this on Monday. Right, breakfast. I'm also watching Spooks as well while I reset things up. I'm sorting out the daily vlog as well. At the moment, friggin' hell, I don't know what they're installing here, but it's taking a goddamn long time. But that's going to be out for the count, that is. I wonder if it's a full-on update to Windows 10, so it might be the release candidate. Won't be surprised. Release candidate, release it for a month, and then go for the full thing. It would explain why it's so big as well. Anyway, has anyone else ever noticed that if you type in vloggers or YouTubers, have you ever noticed that doing a description on Firefox particularly, I've never noticed it on Chrome, but you'll type and there's just a delay. See what I mean? And then there you go. Why is that? What are you doing, YouTube, to this text box? That's the only text box I've seen that problem in. It doesn't do it in the comments, does it? No. But Firefox, it does that. Why? Sort it out. Come on, Google. How big are you? Jesus. Sometimes with long descriptions, I just open up Word because it's that annoying. God, yesterday's daily vlog was a bit of a beast. It's taken forever to upload. There's like... Ollie. There's like a family across the road that are doing like a garage sale, I guess. That's what they call it. Car boot. They just seem to have like a load of tat. Just a load of tat. I can see it all from here. Dear oh dear. Surprised how many people like casually walk past and go, oh, let's have a look around as well. Be well awkward, wouldn't it? Just like, I'm just going to look around all your stuff. It's like, you know when you go to a shop and you're the only person in there and you see like the person at the till's like, this guy. That's what it'd be like there, but it's not a shop, you know? It's in the middle of the street. It's even worse. Can't hide behind an aisle somewhere. Lol. Lol troll. Right, daily vlog's nearly coming to an end. We're at 23% on this. Whew. It's taking its time. It's taking a sweet time. I'm just trying to get into a bit of development, an hour's worth of development maybe, or maybe a bit more. Yeah, we've got time for it. Let's pick up another task. You know, boy. This isn't the small problem I thought it would be. You know when like something that sounds so devilishly simple, but in order to do it so that it's testable, it's really hard. Messing about with System IO stuff now. I mean, like, I'm just got to handle it from there on, really. It's about all I can do. Time to roll out. We're onwards and outwards. We're heading on up to go swimming. You know that I was saying that like group of people were doing that like yard sale thing, car boot thing. I thought they just left and abandoned everything, but I left and they just like sat in the sun, like under towels. So it looked like it was just like a pile of stuff they were selling. It wasn't. It was a person underneath it. That was funny. Why would you do one in the sun? Surely there's areas where there's shade you could have gone to, but no, they're sat in the sun but under a towel. Remember I used to do that when I was on holiday. I wanted to play like a PlayStation on my PlayStation or what was it called? Game Boy thing. DS, that's it. Yeah, I used to play Formula 1 on the PlayStation Portable underneath a towel on holiday because I couldn't see the screen otherwise. It's so cool. But yeah, otherwise, what's been going on then? We were doing that. I've been developing is what I've been doing, and I've realised a problem that I haven't realised before. Ooh, Maserati. I've not been like, it's been a while since I've done. Well, no. Here's the problem. It's very windy. It's actually not as warm as it looks out today. I apologise for the wind. But no, when we're out at university, I always hated, like, if I had an hour free, you can't really do much programming in an hour. You can't really do that. It doesn't really work because you'll get like halfway through something and then you won't be able to finish it in time, and then you'll come back to it later and then you won't really understand it. It works much better if you just sit down and just devote a certain number of hours to it. That is then made worse. That was back in the day when I was doing code, like basically terrible code, terrible OO code. Stuff like that. But when you take OO to its extremes and you've just got like a million different objects and you're just trying to do one simple task, you have to dance around and change a lot of different files and like make them all hook up and things, and it becomes really hard to do something small because then you'll like move along and start breaking other things, so that the amount of changes that you have to do, didn't see that guy, in order to, it was way too late for me to end it. I just literally pressed the record button and then bang. Yeah, the amount of changes you have to do in order to get it, like get something hooked up in the stuff that I'm doing, is quite a lot, and you end up being like, you just end up jumping down a rabbit hole of then, oh no, let's engineer this. There's a guy behind me that's just pulled a chair leg out of a skip. But anyway, yeah, I'm kind of at the stage at the moment where I'm just like engineering it all. So I'm building the bits that all talk to each other. So if I make a change to one thing, then all of these things will break, and then I've got to then relink them all. Once that's all sorted, in theory, you won't have that problem anymore, because you'll just be able to expand all of the bits instead of creating new bits. So I'm like, I thought, oh, I'll do this. I started doing it, and then I was like, oh, how can you solve that problem? And I'm working on figuring out a solution. And I'm like, oh, let's try that, try this. So I'm making like loads and loads of changes in order to try and get to like what I want to get to essentially, and I like change one thing, change another thing, and I just start going down a rabbit hole. And I'm like, look, Jamie, get it to a point where you can check it in and leave it, because when I'm in that mood, just time just melts and it just disappears entirely, and I just go further and further down, and I wouldn't have gone out today. And I wanted to go out and go swimming today, so I got to the point where I'm like, no, okay, close off everything you're doing. Like, closed a couple of things. I even deleted some code I'd started to write, saved everything, made sure all the tests run, checked the style cop and all that kind of crap, and then checked it in, watched the bill go green, and I'm like, right, head on out to go swimming. It's been a while since I've gone swimming or tennis or anything, and I want to stay on top of keeping fit and all that kind of malarkey. I'm going to get there quite late. I'm going to get there about 4:30, and it ends at 6, so I'm only going to go for an hour, and I'm not expecting like crazy distances. I'm just expecting just to go and like just get back on top of doing other things, you know, because I've become so focused by essentially all this programming stuff. I need to then like put it away and do this, and then I can go swimming and think about other things. Like, one of the best things about swimming is all you do when you go there is just think, because all you can do is just swim back and forth, and literally the most your brain's doing is counting, and maybe going like, oh come on, let's push a little bit to keep with the time or whatever. That's all it does, so you can get bored really quick. So it's a good opportunity to go through and like think about like solutions to problems and video stuff and just stuff like that. Really, it's kind of good for that. But yeah, the weather's okay as well, isn't it? We're gonna walk up. Hopefully it's not too busy, but like I say, I'm not really expecting to go like hell for leather. Maybe just 1,000 meters I'll be happy with, even though I can do 2. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm not gonna jump straight in at like trying to do it as quickly as possible. I'm gonna raise it up slowly. I think that's the best shout since it's been so long. Just pulling up to swim in now. It's actually kind of cold today, it's got to be said. Today's swimming is literally like all about just getting back on the bike, I think, because obviously I haven't been in a long time. It's important just to go and just do it no matter what, and then see how far you can go after it once you're in there and all that kind of stuff, instead of like, because I'm not going to look at how busy it is. I'm just going to walk in and I'm just going to get someone in there. To be fair though, touch wood, with it being at the beginning of the end of, you know, the end of the session, since it ends at 6, it might be alright. It's going to get quieter before it gets busier, that's what I mean. That swim was not half bad, nowhere near up to my normal standards. I think I got to, about 800 metres, and then my legs and fingers started cramping up. I've got hiccups, but I hovered around a bit to like go to where the like normal people swim, not just the lane bit, and I practiced like doing turns and stuff. And I've tried to remember how to do butterfly, and I can't figure it out. I really can't. Like, just like the timing of it seems so alien, and I can't remember how it's timed. And then I think I'm overanalyzing it and overthinking how it's done, and then, you know, it's an endless cycle really, isn't it, from that point on. It is very, very windy and very chilly as well outside of the sun, but my flat's still really warm though. To be fair, that's what we need. We need a lot of wind to get rid of like all of the humid, like still air. I like that, it's good stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, what we're doing now, we're heading on back. Oh, sorry, dodging the wind, that's what we're doing. But no, we're heading on back, and we're going to cook some dinner tonight. It's burgers, chips and beans. Yeah buddy, homemade burgers though, me and Laura made them. And yeah, that's half the reason. You know, I was saying like, oh, swimming's really good because like you can think about things. It's not very good, because all it did was make me think about how lonely I am. And I was just like, oh god, I miss Laura so much. Don't even know what it is either, because she's got like free Wi-Fi, so she can WhatsApp me as much as she wants. But like, I don't know, maybe it's knowing in your head that there's more distance now, or maybe it's because she like doesn't have Wi-Fi all the time, so she sends like big messages instead of the normal quick text we normally do. I don't know what it is, but I miss her, and I want her back with me. Or I want to be there with her. In fact, yeah, I'll go with her. Sounds better. Home time, and I finished my dinner and whatnot, and I'm now settling down to do some more programming. Because why not? Why bloody not? I've just been playing Hearthstone for a little bit, so that's my break, I guess. But yeah, I'm now settling down to some more work. to get rid of some of the stuff that I was doing earlier, basically. So if I can get that finished. I'm probably going to end the video, well, it's 8 o'clock now, probably end the video around 10ish so I can sort it out, whatever, before I go to bed. Obviously I've got work tomorrow, so let's do more work now. Yeah. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, I am bringing this video to an end. It's probably too dark in there, isn't it? I've just been programming away, and I was running down the route of, I'm trying to make it like as open as possible, like as easy to use as possible as well, and I was like going down the route of allowing my system to be able to infer its own information, and then I realised that like where I'd have to do that is in this generic object. Well, I could infer from, if there is no path, further down, and as is always the way, I've just started saying it out loud and telling somebody about it, and I've just figured out how I'm going to do it. And is it worth doing? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to make it as open and usable as possible, but still trying to make it like big and clever and able to like plug in and take stuff out, as I've been saying, and make it as generic as possible. Problem is, as soon as you start to get into nitty and gritty of things of what I'm trying to do now, which is trying to infer a solution name by a directory, what happens if that directory is actually a web URL? What then, eh? What if that directory, is it a web URL or a Windows URL, Windows directory thing, eh? What about if it was I don't know, something else that you could store it on. A WCF call function thing, who knows? It could be absolutely bloody anything. So yeah, but I've got an idea now. But the only way I could really do that is by embedding it in on the thing itself, on the handler itself, which isn't impossible. It's actually kind of a good idea as well, to infer from there, if. Yeah, cool, I'm going to do that. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, it's about 10 o'clock, and I'm going to go head on to bed. I'm not headed to bed. I'm going to end the video and render you and get you uploaded, and then also finish this off. I want it to start selecting, well, not even selecting, but setting the path location in the in my area. That's what I'm doing now. Are you ready for these videos to turn slowly? I don't really want to talk too much about it, that's the thing, but I'm going to spend so much of my life doing it. You know, I don't want to go into the implementation of it for you, with you, particularly. But it's going to be a lot of my life for the next year. So, right, anyway, I'm going to get going. Tomorrow we're back at work. Not really sure what there is to do tomorrow. Everyone's in as well tomorrow, I think. I don't think anyone's off tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes. It's probably going to be boring, but who knows? It's the beginning of a fortnight now, so I'm flexi next Friday. Balls to that. And yeah, it's the beginning of a fortnight, so we're just building up flexi as per usual. We're going shopping as per usual on a Monday. Got to write my shopping list and all that kind of stuff. And yeah. I hope you've enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen. I've had a good weekend this weekend. I think it's been fun. Have you guys enjoyed your weekend? Who knows? You do. Tell me, so I know. I'll catch you later.